Get ready for it. The Gold Coast 500 is firing up this weekend. I'm Rylie from Supershock, and in this episode of Track Insight, we'll take a deep dive into the Surfers Paradise Street Circuit. It's been a hot minute since Supercars have raced here, way back in 2019. The 2.96 kilometre street circuit is set amongst one of the most stunning cities in Australia, the famous Gold Coast in Queensland. It's very tight, and drivers need to watch out for those walls as contact is extremely unforgiving. Riding curbs will be very rewarding here. Drivers who ride curbs accurately will earn dividends in the form of precious seconds. Drivers who aren't accurate will be penalised for exceeding track limits or smacking the walls, which will often lead to a write-off. To ride these curbs, drivers will need a soft suspension setup. Traction is tricky, and this circuit is super hard on the brakes. A setup that's predictable with soft springs and dampers is favourable. Teams should look at their geometry for support under brakes and stability in the car. The car needs to lift off the curbs, but not too much. If the car lifts too much, then you're in the air when you're trying to change direction. If the car doesn't lift enough through the triples, for example, the body will crash down into the next curve. The front straight can also be tricky, as it has a curve and is pretty narrow. A lot of accidents can happen here, particularly if the track is wet. Traction out of the last corner is paramount, as slipping here will give a good passing opportunity to your rivals. There's a good passing opportunity at the turn 4 hairpin, another spot where traction is king. A good suspension setup can contribute a lot to a successful race. One of the craziest things about the Gold Coast is you can't see the sharp street corners. Further into the weekend, you can start to see the tyre marks on the road, which will help with finding the gap in the wall. Next round, teams will be back in Adelaide, so follow Supershock across our socials for the next episode of Track Insight. We'll catch you then.
If you're in the market for suspension to suit your street or track vehicle, even the 4-wheel drive work rig, Supershock now has over 180 vehicle models in a range of configurations available for purchase online. Get the performance edge with proven suspension by Supershock. Check out our range today.